Scandal,
Murder,
lore,
intrigue,
I'm Ravinia,
and I'm Lindsay.
and we're talking about the people and relationships.
That made for some scandalicious headlines across the country.
So come join the class.
We're here to give you the rundown.
Hi, welcome to our Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and Hailey Bieber episode.
Hi, I'm gonna get learnt on
Yes.
all of that. You know what I realized? I said that in the very first episode. Learnt. I don't think that that's the word. I'm saying it from Trailer Park Boys. That's what
But I like the word.
I was like, let's get learned. And I was like, if people don't watch that show, they're not going to know what the heck I'm talking about. And they're going to think that I think that that's a word.
Well, now
Anywho,
they know.
yeah. Now you know. We're going to talk about Hailey, Miss Hailey in her model pose, and Mr. JB and Miss Selena.
Miss
Her name is
Selena.
Selena, not Selena.
So right at the top, I just want to put content warning. There's going to be mention of child abuse, sexual abuse, drug abuse. It's kind of a little bit of a dark episode, but we'll try to keep it light. And then I also want to cite my sources at the top really quick. I got a lot of my information from Beyond the Blinds pod with Troy and Kelly, and then the Dunzo podcast by Troy McKeety. So I just want to say that at the top. And also, I made Justin Bieber's blanket. He loves crochet.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is amazing. That is amazing. So this episode is on YouTube. So go to YouTube and see her amazing blanket.
Crochet
Is it a
skills.
blanket or like a shawl
blanket.
or like
It's a blanket, but it's funny because Justin has recently been going out in public like wearing blankets.
Why do you think like a fashion statement or he's just lazy?
I think he's honestly depressed based on the things that I've read and heard. And I think, like, for example, like this crochet blanket, it's pretty heavy. And I feel like he wants to wear like a weighted blanket. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just, like,
Makes
he
me
was
feel
seen
better.
at the Oscars party, not wearing this specific blanket, but he was wearing another crochet blanket at the Oscars after party.
Wow.
So he loves crochet. He actually has been wearing a lot of crochet stuff, which is another reason why I like him, because he likes crochet.
Love it. And you can make all crochet. So
Yeah.
buy from you.
So Justin and I are
Buy from
matching
her.
today. I copied the color schemes and
Oh my
everything.
God, I fucking love it. That's amazing.
But okay, so let's get into it. The Justin, Selena, Hailey of it all. For the first episode, we are going to be mostly concentrating on Selena and Justin, and there's going to be a part 2 to this episode where we're going to focus on the Hailey of it all. But let's start with Justin.
Too much to go over.
Oh yeah, way too much to go over.
To unpack.
Yeah. So let's start off with Justin, his early life. He was born March 1st, 1994. He's 29 years old as of today. He's a Canadian. He's a Pisces moon, Libra moon, Scorpio rising. I always like to ask Lindsay some zodiac stuff. What do you think? Just like really quick take on his zodiac.
Going from the bottom up when you were just talking about like wearing blankets and stuff, like the Scorpio is like a dark side that like wants to just be in a cave and be left alone. So then it's definitely Scorpio rising of him to go out and wear blankets. But honestly, I'd love it. I'm gonna start doing that. Libra moon. Haven't I shared a Libra moon? So
that's right.
Moon rules your, I should have said before, rising is like your outer shell, moon rules your emotions, and sun is like who you are to your core, like a blueprint of yourself. So moon, Libras can't make a decision, but they love love. They're ruled by Venus, a planet of love. So like, yeah, I mean, he is a big lover boy. Like he loves love. I mean, he sings about it. It's his life. It's his everything. And then Pisces, the water signs, they can be emotional, but I actually saw the other day, somebody made a video of all the zodiac signs as like parts of nature, like thunderstorms, like Cancer was meadows. And like, I think Aries was thunderstorms. Aries like so passionate, and Pisces was rainbow. And I was like, that makes so much sense because they love living like in a fantasy world,
right?
And in their own little head, like, and I was just like, yes, rainbows. Like that is that is a Pisces. Like,
Yeah, I could see that, like,
um,
very
but I
fantasy.
could see how his like Scorpio like conflicts with that
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
because I feel like Pisces is like can be like a happy-go-lucky, like especially in love, and just be like, today nothing's wrong. With then Scorpio's like, oh my God, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I could see that for him for sure. So before we talk about Justin and the specifics of his life, we got to talk about his mom because her whole beginnings plays a really big part into like Justin's life. So her name is Patty Millette. She came from a broken home. She was sexually abused from ages 5 to 10 by like people in the neighborhood. I think one of the people was like her uncle, and another person was her cousin. It's really bad.
mm,
Um, and she started doing drugs and drinking alcohol like around the age of 10. She attempted suicide at the age of 17. Um, Basically, she had decided that she wanted to die in a way that would be quick. And she doesn't own a gun or anything like that or didn't know anyone. So she decided that she was just going to run out into traffic and wait until like an 18-wheeler passed by,
oh
and
my
she
God.
timed it and ran out in front of it, but the 18-wheeler, like the driver was very experienced, so he was able to move and dodge her. But she still did get hurt, and not critically, but she still had to go to the hospital. And while she was in the hospital, a local like youth pastor came by and was like visiting with her and had like a lot of talks with her and discussion about God and Christianity, and that's basically how
Hmm.
she converted.
Wow.
She
Yeah.
be
He probably was like, God moved that anti 18 wheeler from
Yeah,
in front of you. Like
she ended up becoming like
he spared your life.
yeah, and after that, she ended up becoming like a big televangelist, basically, like big Christian. She wrote 2 books about her life, about the drug abuse and the sexual assault and stuff like that, and how she found God. And here's her talking with little mini Justine. This is like on a Canadian Christian small little network. And yeah, she was just talking about her whole story and the drug abuse, the sexual abuse. And Justin's there hearing all of it, like at the age of 11, like right
Wow.
there. So he grew up knowing her story and like the very, nitty gritty details of it all.
Yeah.
So
So this before he like became uber famous?
yeah, this was right at the cusp. Like if you watch the interview, she's like, yeah, um, Usher and Justin Timberlake are in a bidding war right now for Justin, but we're still deciding. So
Oh, okay.
he
So
was like 11.
he had been putting out his YouTube video. So like people
Yeah.
knew of him and stuff. And okay.
So when Patty got out of the hospital, she was, devout Christian. She did have like sort of like a relapse and was hooking up with a what she described. So I'm not like shaming anyone here, but this is the way she described it, that she was living in a house with 3 or 4 guys and was
Mm-hmm.
just sort of having sex with all of them. And one of the people that she was having sex with was one of the people that she was having sex with was Justin's dad. So Justin was born and she redevotes herself to the Christian faith. And Justin is very hyper and has a lot of energy, very rambunctious. So she buys him like a little guitar and like a little drum set, and he's
Mm-hmm.
always like tapping on things, strumming the guitar, like. And she decided, well, what if I film him, upload those videos to YouTube? We could send it to his grandparents and we could send it to friends and family, and from there, the friends and family would send it to other people, and then other people and other people. So he became like a little mini viral sensation in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. So one day, Scooter Braun, he is just looking around on YouTube and he comes across this video of Justin singing, I believe it was an Aretha Franklin song. And I watched the video and it like really helped me realize that Justin really does have like a good set of pipes on him. Like he can
Mm-hmm.
really sing. um, it just makes me feel like the songs that he's been given or been singing doesn't really showcase what he could do,
Yeah.
because I really do feel like he could sing.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I
like
don't
that
know.
happens with so many people, like Britney Spears and
And like it's funny you say that because like yeah, I feel like a lot of people share that clip of Britney singing on the Star Search when she was little.
Mhm.
Keep believing in that man.
And now she's just like, oh, blah, blah.
I know. It's like they figure out a persona like that you're gonna
Mhm.
be, and they're like, this is what you're gonna make, and you gotta fit into that. But it's like when you do it, you get the fame, but it's like, I don't know. Is it
Yeah.
worth it? I don't know.
Yeah. So Scooter, he becomes Justin's manager, and they're kind of having a bidding war between Usher and Justin Timberlake. And it does make me wonder if maybe he had gone with Justin, what kind of sound he would have had. Because I know in the beginning with Usher, they were kind of giving him like a pop R&B sort of mix sound, I
Mhm.
guess. I feel like Justin probably would have done the same thing though. Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could have been like the same song that he would end up like, I don't know. At first I would be like, I don't know, was there a little more like soul into it? But I was like, I don't know. That baby song doesn't seem like it has
No.
soul.
Yeah, no.
No.
It probably would have sounded a little bit similar in the beginning, but I don't
Mhm.
know. It's interesting. L.A. Reid, right here in the beginning of on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter, it's a picture of L.A. Reid on the left and Usher on the right. And Justin is being taken under Usher's wing. And again, we got to go back a little bit. This story has so many layers. Usher was kind of had his own little Justin Bieber story. He was discovered at a young age and was taken in by P. Diddy. And there's a clip, a very popular clip, of Usher talking about his time at P. Diddy's when he was a young man. And we're going to play that clip.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp
There you go.
to learn some...
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it was
Camp.
called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to...
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there, Lil Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man, Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what
younger.
and do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. You know, I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Oh my god.
So
It's like they just trust like anyone famous. They're like, oh, you're famous, like you must be fine. I'm just gonna trust you with my kid. I feel like that happens a lot, actually.
well, I think the other thing that was also happening was that Patty was not a US citizen, neither was Justin. And they were just like, well, if Justin is going to make it in this industry, he has to be living here and he has to be here. And Patty
yeah.
just sort of entrusted, Usher and Scooter to be Justin's guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just confuses me as an outsider looking in because Usher should kind of know better. I mean, he himself
Yeah.
said on there, I would never send my kids there. I would never do that. And then Patty had this, come to Jesus moment. And she's like, I'm going to live my life as like a good, dutiful Christian. It's like, come on, this is not a safe environment for your son.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be super judgy of anyone, but I'm like, come on, you should know better.
I know, but at the same time, I feel like she didn't. Like, I feel like they
Yeah,
they
true.
just assume that, oh,
be
like you'll
okay.
take care of him, like you're gonna help his career. You want to help his career, but I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe she wasn't thinking about things like that. Just like
Right.
because I feel like the saying like more people do coke than you realize.
I've never heard that saying.
It's so true that like more people do coke than you realize. So it's like a lot of things go down, especially at celebrity parties, that a lot of people have no clue. Like we don't even have a clue, like crazy stuff. So I feel like she must have not realized because she didn't know. It's like unless you're in that scene, you have no idea like the crazy shit that goes down and like
Yeah.
the underage kids, like underage
I mean,
young
yeah,
people
like
that are there.
Usher was 14 and Robin, Howard's co-host was like, "Yeah, and a woman never came up to you and blah blah blah." And he's like, "Well, I'm not saying that." And it's like it's
Exactly.
not like they were having other 14-year-old girls here. They were adult women
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure
that
he lost his virginity at 13, and probably so did J
Justin.
Beebs.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
basically Justin was sent to his own puffy camp the way Usher was.
Puffy Cam.
Here's another very like famous clip in the Justin Bieber, Usher, Puff Daddy lore. So P. Diddy has been like batting away gay rumors for the longest time. Whoever uploaded this called it the gay mafia.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, he's been batting away gay rumors for a long time. I don't think Puff
Oh,
Daddy is gay, but I do think he probably maybe bi
I
or
think he's
something.
bi,
I don't know.
yeah.
So, anyways, let me introduce the clip. It's Puff Daddy, Kevin Hart, and Usher shows up like in the middle, and they're like having this weird live sort of video broadcast from a hotel room. I don't
Mhm.
really know much more of the context than that, but yeah, Kevin Hart is there doing the interview.
We here. We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it.
Let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all.
So Usher comes in and look at like Usher's face and how incredibly distraught he looks.
Goddamn plane. I just.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
Listen, we having a good time. Yo, Usher made it in the... Hey, yo.
Yeah, he was like, we used to wake up, and then he was like, hold on, pause.
Hold on. What did I just say?
Like, I don't think the Frosted Flake thing is creepy. I think that we woke up.
And,
I mean,
I think the Frosted Flake implies that, yeah, it was early in the morning. But I mean, yeah, I guess he said we woke up, so that already implies the morning. But yeah, they were basically sleeping in the same arrangement.
bed.
Yeah, same bed. I don't know that they did anything sexually together. They might have, but I think what probably happened was that there was like Usher was having sex with someone and Diddy in the same bed was having sex with someone.
Ew.
Possibly.
And Usher was underage.
Oh, absolutely. He
Yeah.
said there, he was like 11. I was a little bit older. I'm like, Diddy, you were literally in your 20s, bro.
Yeah.
I was a little bit older. I'm like,
Yeah. That's not a little bit older. That's a lot bit older.
so let's bring in Selena. So basically, Scooter is now Justin's manager. Justin is now working with Usher and LA Reid. And now they're trying to push Justin into the stratosphere. So this is not a conspiracy theory or rumor or anything like that. This is something Selena and Justin have both talked about openly, that Scooter and Mandy is Selena's mom and manager, reached out to each other and kind of arranged Justin and Selena together. Originally, I guess it was just supposed to be like a business thing, but I think they
Oh,
eventually fell in love.
I always thought that they just like met each other and he like had a huge crush on her because she was like, and now he's like my little brother. And he was like shorter than her at the time. So it looked like he
Yeah.
was just like looking up to her, be like, oh my God, you're a hot older woman.
Yeah, no, it was an arrangement between
Is that
between
what they like?
managers.
Is that what they wanted the public to think? Because that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess-
what they wanted the public
Okay,
to
because I'm like,
think.
it literally looked just like that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
letters.
So now we're entering the Selena area.
She doesn't look
Um,
anything like her dad. She is her mom's twin. Like, I don't see her dad at all in her. Do
I know.
you?
Well, I guess maybe the olive tone skin, because her
Yeah.
mom's kind of white and Selena does kind
Yeah.
of have like that brown skin. I
Yeah.
guess that would probably be it. And then Selena has really dark hair, and Mandy, she has like the light brown, almost reddish hair.
And they're super young, right? Because he looks like a child. I mean,
Well,
they
she
both
was
do.
a teen mom.
Yeah.
Mandy was a teen mom. So that's the other thing. It's like that we're entering the Selena of it all. She has a very similar upbringing to Justin. Mandy, Selena's mom, did not have like a tragic upbringing in the way that Patty did, Justin's mom. But she was a teen mom. She grew up poor. So let's just get into it. So Selena's birthday is July 22nd, 1992. She was from Grand Prairie, Texas. It's a tiny little town in Texas. She's a Cancer sun, Aries moon, and Leo rising. We're both Leo risings, actually.
Yeah.
So any quick takes on her zodiac?
Well, Leo's like, I mean, a lot of celebrities and famous people, talented people are
Are
Leos.
Mhm.
Well, I would say like more like actors and stuff, like musicians and actors, because they like to be the center of attention. They're ruled by the sun and they think the earth revolves around them. So that's like the first impression you get from her as a rising sign. And Aries is ruling your emotions. Aries are super passionate. They can be like youthful because they're the first sign in the zodiac. So it's kind of like childlike a little bit. And then so I don't know, maybe she just like makes like rash decisions, like quick decisions on emotional
I
like
think so.
feelings. And then her sun signs Cancer, which is the most emotional sign that you can get. I feel like she puts that like into her music when she's like singing.
Oh, yeah. So this is Life Before Selena. This is her mom, Mandy. She was a teen mom. She was a failed stage actress and grew up poor. So I have like this theory. Well, I don't know that it's a theory. I think it's something that a lot of people have put together, that when a parent tries to make it in the stage or on Hollywood or something and they fail, they usually try to live, vicariously through their kids.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting because Selena and her mom was single. Her dad wasn't really in the picture. They were on food stamps, government assistance, but yet Mandy was still putting Selena in like dance classes and beauty pageants, and all of that stuff is not cheap. In fact, it's like
Yeah.
really expensive. So for me, I'm putting two and two together and I'm like, okay, so that means instead of putting food on the table, Mandy was throwing out cash for dance lessons and beauty pageant dresses. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And it's almost like she had hope in Selena that like she was going to benefit from success from her
Yeah.
daughter. Like maybe she was thinking, okay, this is just for now, which it was, because
was.
now she's rolling in the dough. I'm
Mhm.
sure.
So Selena got her first big break on Barney. And
We
I'm
love
sure
Barney.
you recognize this little girl on the right, or well, on the right picture on the left side is Demi
Mhm.
Lovato. Demi
Mhm.
Lovato, ugh, we could probably do an episode on her too.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
both Texas Latina girls, so I feel
Oh.
like they're my cousins.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are my
This is
cousins right there. Did
Demi's
you
like so nerdy. Demi's like the nerdy, like that's how I dressed when I was little. Like I would have the watch, like the cool watch, and like she's like nerdy, like trying to have like the cool accessories too.
Did you ever have, and I always wanted one of those watches and I never got one. They were called Baby G.
Baby G. I definitely had something that looked like that. It wasn't
But
exactly, but like those.
yeah, Baby G watches. These were so popular.
Oh my
So you don't
God.
remember them?
No, I do, because I remember having a watch like similar to, I don't know, were they like expensive
Oh.
or something? Were they, I feel like I didn't have that exact kind, but I got something that looks like it.
I
at one
don't know
point.
if they were expensive. I just know that I always wanted one and I never got one. Mom, mom watches these videos. Mom, why didn't I get one? So did you watch Barney or were you like a Sesame Street girl?
I watched Sesame Street, but Barney was my jam. Barney was everything. My dad still talks about it to this day. How I love. Remember when you used to love Barney? I'm like,
Barney.
yeah, Dad. And my uncle always tells the story that we were all like hanging out as a family in a city or whatever, probably Annapolis, and we were crossing the street. And my mom's like, Lindsay, hold your Uncle Bob's hand. And I was like, no, I'm holding Barney's hand. And I would not hold his hand. So they're like, hold his hand with the other hand. And you can hold Barney's hand. So Barney was literally with me all the time. He was my imaginary friend. I was so obsessed. And
Yeah.
he tells the story all the time. So yeah.
I had the Barney sheets, bed sheets, Barney birthday cake. I was also like really obsessed with Baby Bop because Baby Bop had a baby blanket that she would like carry with her everywhere.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. She'd be
And
like,
I
"No."
had a baby blanket that I carry everywhere. I still like sleep with it because I'm weird, but I just always like identified with Baby Bop.
Actually, when I was over at my parents' house the other day, my mom is like a collage of pictures of us when we were little. There's a picture of me holding my baby Bop stuffed animal.
Okay, so Selena gets her role on Barney. She was on there for about 13 episodes and then she aged out. She was too old.
Mm. Wow.
And then Hollywood comes a knocking, baby. And she lands a few roles on Disney Channel. I think she had like a small little walk-on role on Hannah Montana. Nothing that was like significant. And then finally her big break was Wizards of Waverly Place. I did try to watch like at least one or two episodes for this podcast episode just for like some research. I couldn't even get through the first 5 minutes. Not because I thought the show was bad, but I cannot stand when shows have laugh tracks.
Yeah.
If it didn't have a laugh track, I could have sat through like a whole episode. But the laugh track, I was just like, no, I can't.
Yeah, I can't do laugh tracks either. Like somebody had some sitcom on and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever. These are
Yeah.
not funny and people are laughing at something that's not funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's really fair.
If it didn't have the laugh track, I probably could have watched more.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is how Selena and Justin looked around the time when they actually met and were in each other's stratosphere. And I just put, I was just saying here on this slide that Mandy, Selena's mom/manager, was incredibly savvy. I think, I don't know, I just feel like she knew that this little kid, Justin, was going to be a big thing, which he did end up being, and was just like, I'm going to, arrange it so that Selena and Justin are in each other's stratosphere. I don't know that it was necessarily like we're going to force them to date, but it was like we're going to put them in situations where they're spending time together.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of that.
Yeah.
So
He looks so young.
Oh, yeah, I know. He looks like a little baby. So this was the little girl who, well, she's not little anymore, but she was in the baby, baby, baby. Oh, she's also Latina. And this was his little girlfriend before Selena.
Do you think he picked her like in casting and stuff? Like he's
Nah.
into Latinas? Like that's his type?
I think he has a type. I think it's probably Latinas. I don't think he picked her because I don't think he had the ability to.
Yeah, at that time. I feel like now he can, yeah.
They kind of forced Justin to break up with this girl. This girl got edged out and Selena was kind of like pushed in. And when Selena and Justin were kind of in each other's stratosphere, they would publicly tweet each other, be like, oh, see you soon, or like miss you. And that would like get people in the fandom like really excited. They're like, oh my God, look at these tweets and da 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 da. And
yeah,
I think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So Justin and Selena start dating. I didn't realize that they were together for so long. They were like on and off for like about 8 years, which is so wild.
Yeah.
But this is one of like, and Jelena, for those who don't know, is the couple name between Justin and Selena. This is like one of the infamous Jelena fights before they broke up.
She's seriously wearing like Louboutins to an airport.
I know, you have to like take off your shoes and everything. It's so annoying. They're in the van and they're gonna come out and they're like visibly having like some sort of fight.
Okay.
And Selena just looks so pissed.
Why
That's
would
her
she
right
wear
there.
those shoes to the freaking airport? What are you thinking? Because you know you're gonna be in pictures.
Selena Gomez.
How did those feel taking them off? How did that? Oh damn! She fucking tossed her purse down and then walks away from it. Is she drunk? Like what? Is that his blanket? His travel blanket. She like, oh my god.
So
She just
he
walked in and just drops her purse like, oh, someone else would take care of it for me. That was like so
well,
diva.
she's pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just walks past her. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw, but like he just
Yeah.
doesn't even make eye contact with her, walks past her and goes straight towards
Mhm.
I don't know where you get your security check, I guess. And
Yeah.
they just weren't talking.
Yeah.
But she was just pissed off. This is where Justin enters his bad boy era. He's a bad boy.
This is where he gets cute, in my opinion. Actually gets attractive.
Oh, no more floppy hair, Justin. Well, he
Yeah.
kind of has a little bit of the floppy hair, but
Yeah,
it's a little
but
bit more tapered. Here, I've included a clip of his arrest video.
It isn't really necessary to smile for a mugshot, but that's what residents of celebrity land are trained to do around cameras.
All right, the first case this afternoon is Justin Bieber.
This afternoon, though, the grin was gone. In a courtroom video appearance from jail, Bieber alternated between striking bad boy poses and just looking scared. This was one TV spot his publicist couldn't control.
DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Resisting without violence. And driving with an expired driver's license.
This was not, reportedly, the first time Bieber has raced a Lamborghini, just the first time he's been caught. He's still under investigation in Los Angeles for throwing eggs at a neighbor's house.
Oh, I
Police
remember
there found
that.
cocaine in his mansion last week. For now, the famous Canadian is free on $2,500 bail. Whether he'll be allowed to remain in America, having admitted drug use, is an open question. Neil McDonald, CBC News, Washington.
I mean, I just thought it was so funny, the juxtaposition where he's like getting arrested for drag racing and cocaine, but also he's like egging his neighbor's house.
I know. He thinks he's untouchable. And in a way he kind of is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, I don't know, but I'm sure he was like, do you know who I am? To the cop. or something.
Probably.
Like probably thought like, I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, I think his neighbor was complaining about like the music and like that they were being way too loud. And he was like, I know, I'm gonna egg their house. And like his neighbor was Jewish. So he was also saying like some anti-Semitic stuff.
Oh.
So not great, not fun, Justin. Why would you do that? This is around the time when Justin was seen pissing in a mop bucket.
Quick little piss break, quick restaurant we can get to.
So they're in a restaurant right now and he's peeing in a mop bucket. God, I hate those pants with like the saggy butt drooping.
That's the coolest spot to piss. You'll forever remember that.
We the what?
You're not gonna remember him pissing in the restroom. Like everybody does that.
What are we though, bro? What are we?
We the
Wild kids, y'all!
Wild kids!
Wild kids in this.
Not Bill Clinton.
Not Bill Clinton. So I guess the restaurant, they were like in the back and they had like a picture framed of Bill Clinton and he's like seen spraying Windex, I guess, at the photo. Fun fact, Justin actually had to give Bill Clinton a personal phone call and apologize to him.
That's so funny.
And was just like, I'm sorry. And Bill was like, I get it. You're young. And Like,
like,
if
"I've
anyone
done
gets
worse."
it, I was gonna say if anyone gets it, I think Bill.
It's Bill. Bill
Bill
has done
gets it.
everything.
Yeah, so he was pissing in a
Anyways.
mop bucket. You could see based on the people that he was around. I mean, like these people are awful
Yeah.
influences. He's like, bro, you're always gonna remember the time you pissed in a mop bucket. It's like, why do you want to remember that?
Yeah. Why is that like a fun memory?
It's such a good memory, dude.
And then
So
the people who worked there had to fucking empty it, and it like felt, yeah.
not only empty it, but I feel like you have to clean it before you put new
I
solution
know.
in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It just
annoying.
made
Like
someone's
no
life harder.
respect.
Yeah.
So he was pissing in mop buckets, drag racing, and then this is what I call his shirtless in a club era, doing cocaine, hanging out with strippers. This
Yeah,
is
he
his.
went crazy.
He went crazy, and like you were saying, you hated those pants. Like he was always wearing them in this
Oh my
era.
God.
Like
Yeah.
the drop crotch, like dirty diaper.
Yeah. It just looked like you took too many poops in your pants and it's just hanging there.
Oh my God. So
And then
this is
here
him.
it's like, why do you even put pants on?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically in your
You're
underwear.
so low. Just this little white boy amongst all these
I know. Right here it says shirtless Justin Bieber parties with Diddy in Atlanta. So he was doing that Diddy boot camp, I guess, whatever
Mhm.
you can call it. And he's hanging out with strippers. I do have the uncensored version of this photo, but I couldn't include it, obviously. But
yeah.
let's just say Justin is taking a really good bite and a nibble. That's all I got to say about that.
There's a lot of women who would like him to do that.
I know, right? So there's this, again, in the Justin Bieber lore, this is a very popular video that has gone around. Justin is hanging out, again, shirtless in a club with Odell Beckham, and people have questioned what is going on in this video. So let's watch. There's Odell in the white. Justin's head is at his crotch. He goes up.
And his lip is wet.
And his lip is wet.
His lip is wet. He just pops up like, who? It's like when somebody's like getting a BJ in like a car and then like their head pops up. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah. People are like, is he doing lines of coke? Is he giving Odell a BJ? I don't know. Probably lines of coke, but
yeah, it looks suspicious though.
Just like there's been like Diddy rumors about him hooking up with men, there have always been Justin rumors about him being passed around like a party favor, basically.
Oh God.
Like this picture right here on the left.
Pass around the little white boy.
I'm sorry, but yes, basically, that's the rumor. Here's a couple of things that Justin has done that's a little odd. He was in Paris or France, and he was seen like wearing or using a pacifier.
A binky.
Yeah, and he
I call
was
them binkies.
Oh, binkies. Okay. And then here he was hanging out with squirrels. I guess this one is a little bit more like not harmless, right?
He's probably high as fuck.
But I was gonna say, like, if you see some of the other pictures, let me pull them up because
that's a high person right there getting in touch with nature.
He's like 100% high as hell. Here we go.
He's grounding.
I think so.
You're in the ground. Oh my God. And then is that him in the tree? With like its arms up and he's like, yes.
I don't
I want whatever he's on. He is
I was
loving
gonna say,
life.
why does this feel like something you and I would we're over here criticizing him, but it's like
oh
would,
yeah,
like,
no, it's a vibe. Yeah.
See, he has a joint in his mouth. I mean, he's obviously just high as hell. He's like, let me listen to some tunes. I got some great tunes.
It's like he's sitting there like he's in a film or something, like straight up, like
I got my squirrels. I'm gonna ground.
Yeah,
like
that's exactly what he's doing.
I'm like, that actually sounds like a
weird
good.
at all. I know that sounds like so
a
much
good
fun.
weekend.
Yeah.
Love that. God. The pacifier one, I'm like, girl, bye. Like the squirrel and shoeless one, I can like forgive.
I
but,
think the
like,
pacifier's dipped in some drugs
probably,
of
possibly.
some sort.
Justin is seen leaving a brothel in Brazil. Brazilian sex worker took a video of Justin while he was asleep.
He's like, I hit that. I love that. Just kiss. I love
I
that.
know. That has to be weird because it's like, I'm sure she had like, I guess it was exciting, but it's like you're literally never going to see him again.
Yeah. Well, that's why
It's
she's got to
just
take the
forever.
video. I would do it too.
I know, video or it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. We need proof of this.
So Justin is now kind of living his bad boy era, but I think he's still a bad boy, but it's sort of like under the guise of Christianity, if you will. This is where Justin gets hooked up with Carl Lentz. Carl Lentz is the guy on the right. And for those who are just listening, Carl Lentz is basically just this guy who is a head of a celebrity Christian church called Hillsong. And he kind of became popular for modernizing Christianity. And he would be I guess one of his tactics that people believe he did for bringing in young people and celebrities was dressing like in designer clothes like Louis Vuitton and like Supreme, and they're not like these old school ideas of Christianity where you're wearing your Sunday best. It's like you're wearing very modern hip clothing, I guess.
I feel like, I just thought like those churches were becoming more and more popular. Because I was raised Catholic, and going to Catholic church, so boring. And our church was like the ceilings were black. And so it was just like so depressing and just like,
Yeah.
with the freaking organ playing and the priest and everything. And I remember my friend was going to a non-denominational church and I loved it so much more because I'm like, they play music and there's a band and you can sing. And I feel like Hillsong really like built off of that and became like a mega non-denominational church, a lot like, the other churches, the other mega churches are.
No, and you're completely right. That was the other thing that I forgot to mention is that like they brought in like musicians and they made
it was like a mini concert or something like.
Right. Like I watched this documentary is on Discovery Plus and they were talking about Hillsong and they were like, it's exactly like what you said. They would make it into like this concert experience. And it was like all these young people. And it's not like, this old school kind of notion of going to church where it's like, old people and the families
dress up, and then you just sit still for the whole time and like, and if you're Catholic, you
silent.
You sit, kneel, stand, and you just keep going.
Occasionally sing, but I feel like they were old songs. They're not like these,
you're
like,
singing hymns and and they would, a lot of Christian music, like there's like country Christian music and pop Christian music, and some of the stuff slaps, like some of it's pretty good.
Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like Justin's especially his most recent album, I think it's called Justice or something. It has a lot of Christian influence.
I can tell that he's getting a lot of influence from like Christian rock. I'm not super religious myself, but I love just flipping on the Christian radio station because their music has this like certain sound to it that I really like, and I can hear it here. There's almost like gospel influences as well.
I don't like this Carl Lentz guy anymore because it's just like, it's so fake. Like so many people, they're not what you think they are. Like they're so fake, and they like they're actually doing like horrible things behind the scenes, like the Falwells, like Jerry Falwell and stuff, like just portraying themselves as being so good, and I'm going to tell you to be good too, and like, but I'm actually a horrible person, and I'm like lying to everyone.
So Carl, just really quick, we're not going to get super into him today. We could definitely do like an episode on Hillsong. Just
let us know if you want a Hillsong episode.
Yeah, email us, comment, whatever you guys want. But yeah, so Carl Lentz very quickly was someone who rose to prominence very high and very quickly within the Church of Hillsong. and he caught the eye of Justin. And at the time, Carl was like really posing himself as like, I'm this modern Christian, but at the same time, I hold these old school Christian values. Like, I'm a man of God, I'm a good father, I'm a good husband. And then, of course, eventually it came out that he was cheating and that on his wife, and that he was actually like pretty awful to a lot of the parishioners, like at the church, some of the lower level people. They used to have like VIP sections of the church, if you could believe it, which is just like
They
horrendous.
treat it like a concert or something.
Yeah. So he was not the greatest, but
Yeah.
Justin at this time, around this time, was seen hanging out with Carl pretty much 24/7. Justin was like attached to the hip at him. And basically the reason for that was that Justin was really trying to get back on the straight and narrow. But the weird thing is that, and we'll kind of talk about it a little bit more, but I feel like Justin was still doing the same thing that he was doing before, but it was just like, but now you're like Christian, like now you're leaning into the Christianity.
I know,
So,
it's like how the same with his mom. Like his mom and dad into bad stuff, and then like, but I feel like his mom really did find Christianity. Like, I don't know if he did. I feel like he's really trying, because I feel like he's unhappy and he's trying to find something that's going to make him happy. And people tell you that Christianity is going to be like,
save
that's
you.
what you need for your ultimate happiness. And so I feel like he's trying, but it's still not there.
Yeah. So here's this video of him. It's kind of long. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but people are pretty sure Justin's like tweaking.
We've got Chad, Justin, and Carl. I love you, man.
I want you to know you're loved.
Thank you so much. Guys, so how you guys doing? Are you guys enjoying conference, Carl? You're wearing a Hillsong college
jacket.
You see these boots? Those are very cool.
It wasn't your turn.
Off-white. These are off-white.
It wasn't your turn.
These are off-white. So these are off-white. Chad, good to see you. Shout out Virgil.
Shout out Virgil. Virgil, do you watch
Did you
CBS?
see his talk? We watched his talk together.
Yeah, it was a very good talk.
Very good.
Absolutely.
He starts brushing his teeth.
Closer to him. I want to live a life that's closer to God than ever before. Absolutely. Justin?
Why
Same
would you do
teeth.
that?
Same teeth. Carl.
I want to get close like that wisp. Is to Justin. No, I want to get better. That's why
I just want to love people more. I just want to love Carl more.
You're doing a good job with that.
So,
my man.
Justin, this is your second time at Hillsong Conference.
Yes.
And what's different this time about being here?
I just think my faith grows every day. So my faith is stronger than 2 years ago. Better, stronger, wiser, kinder. You want to take this one?
I think anything that you invest in, and there's a return.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people investing in different things. We all chose to let's go.
So a lot of people have questioned the state
Yeah.
of their relationship. Like,
I know, it's
the
a little
way
too
Ju-
touchy-feely.
yeah, I was gonna say they kind of almost look like a couple there, and people are like, okay, like what's going on there? I don't know. I think for me, I don't know. There might be some sexual nature to it. I don't know, but I think Justin, because he didn't have like a father in his life, I think he's just constantly looking for father figures. I think it's probably
Yes.
that.
Yes, yeah. I think so too. My
And if it is
professional
sexual
opinion.
nature, it might also be the way Justin was with, I'm sorry, it might also be in the way that Usher was with Diddy, in the way that it's like maybe they're not directly doing anything with each other, but it's sort of like in the vicinity, like we're in the same bed.
I know. But Justin at least is an adult here, right? Yeah.
By the time this is
Okay.
happening. But it's kind of like this is supposed to be the man that you're looking
I
to kind of put you back on the straight and narrow and be like your moral teacher.
Mhm.
And you're obviously still doing the same things.
Mhm.
So at this time, Justin, yeah, he's seen hanging out with Carl pretty much 24/7. If there's a paparazzi shot of Justin at this time, Carl is most likely with him. And they're drinking and they're doing stuff. I had seen in the Hillsong documentary. So this is, again, not conspiracy, not rumors. This was something that Carl had talked about when him and Justin were still friends, that Justin one day, they were out hanging out like this all night. It was like 2 a.m, something ridiculous like that. And Justin is like, I need to get baptized. tonight. It needs to happen tonight. And Carl's like, dude, no, we can't do that right now. We have to set up a time. We need to do it in the church. It takes time. Like, it's not going to happen tonight. And Justin's like, no, it needs to happen.
He's like drunk
right now. Right. He's like, bro, it needs to happen now.
I gotta get baptized.
I gotta get baptized, bro. So what they did was Carl had a connection. I think it was like this NBA basketball player. This NBA basketball player had a customized tub, like bathtub, because he's so big. You know, NBA players are like almost 7
I was like,
feet
for
tall.
baptisms, he has a customized tub for baptism.
No. I mean, he's 7 feet tall, so he has like this customized bathtub. And they were like, I guess we can let's see. So they call this NBA basketball player like at 3 a.m. and they're like, hey, can we use your bathtub?
God.
And the NBA player's like, yeah, come over. So they come over, they call a couple of other preachers, and they all just like last minute, they're doing all of this. And Justin gets baptized like at 3 a.m.
Drunk. I'm sure drunk.
High off his
and
ass,
other
I'm
things.
sure.
Yeah. Carl just seems like he just wants to be like Mr. Hot Stuff. I feel like he loved, like, it was his ego to be the head of the church, and like, because he was super popular, like everybody loved him. Sorry, he just rubbed me the wrong way. Just looking at him, I'm like,
he just seems like a leech, like someone
Such
who
a
will leech
douchebag.
on to you and get what he wants from you.
It's like Scientology, like Tom Cruise in Scientology. Tom Cruise is to Scientology as Justin Bieber is to Hillsong. Like, they are like, oh, here's my big celebrity. We're going to hold on to them because they are bringing us money. Because that's what's happening with all these mega churches and religious organizations. They have so much money and they aren't taxed at all. Tax the churches. Hashtag tax the churches. Anyways, sad about that. But.
So at the time that Justin is becoming like a born again Christian, he's hanging out with Carl. He's doing a lot of the church stuff. So Carl and the other guy that was in the video with him at the Hillsong conference on the left, a couple of other like young, preachers in the congregation, they're really pushing Justin to get married because they kind of have this idea that it's going to settle him down. He needs to start a family, which we all know. Yeah, if you're having kids, start a family. That's gonna solve everything.
Yeah, if you're having issues, you should have kids because that's gonna solve it.
Yeah, you're having
super
marriage
healthy
issues
for you and them and everybody.
Marriage issues, push out
But
some
like,
kids.
yeah, but like for the look of Hillsong, for the Justin's look, and I feel like I almost feel like Justin's like denying who he really is. Like, just be a crazy boy for a second. Like, I mean, I know he's doing bad things, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's a big part of him that's like, no, like, I want people, like, not that he wants people to think he's a certain way. I think Selena's like that, but I think Justin's like, no, like, it's like he wants to be like good, but he just like can't. It's like the ushers and like the music industries over here being like, no, like, go crazy, be bad, like, and then he's like, but I wanna, like, maybe from his growing up, like from his mom and stuff, just really feeling like I need to be closer with Jesus. Like, I need to be closer to God, and that's going to solve my problems or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's had a lot of trauma. I think there's a lot of things that the public don't know. I know he came out with, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in episode 2, part 2 of this series, but he did admit on his YouTube documentary series that he was doing cocaine, that he was doing pills, and that he was doing, all kinds of stuff. And I think I think there's things that we don't know. I think we've only ever seen just the surface and the trauma that he's undergone. And I'm like, I think he's just been acting out, and I don't know. I think, like you said, I think he's just like, I'm going to try to become like better, and I'm going to try to cope with all this bad stuff that has happened to me. And I'm going to be like a good Christian boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they're pushing him to be like this family man, and they're kind of like, we really want you to get married. And basically the only person that he was ever open to marrying was Selena. So him and Selena at this point are not together. Selena Gomez at this point is dating The Weeknd. And very shortly after Selena was dating The Weeknd, that's when she got her kidney transplant.
Okay.
And Justin Bieber is seen leaving Selena Gomez's house. And basically, very shortly after that, her and The Weeknd are just like done. And then there's like these paparazzi pictures of Justin and Selena having like breakfast together. This is around the time that these photos are being taken. And Justin and Selena are seen hanging out again. They're bike riding. And this was like after her kidney transplant. And these photos are so wild to me. I don't know why. I've always like, so they're seen hanging out together again. And then,
Cuddling and
they're
everything.
like, Justin and Selena Gomez are back together, baby. And they are attending couples counseling through the church, Hillsong.
Wow. Is that what they're like coming from? She's got like a notebook and everything?
I think so. I mean, I don't know specifically if that's why she's carrying the notebook, but it is reported at this time that they are back together. They are getting couples counseling through the church.
And it's like serious. Like it seems like I feel like he's like, no, we're gonna get married. Like let's start dating again and like fix all our issues so we can get married.
Yeah, I think he was like the only person I'll ever marry or that I'm ever willing. Because the thing is, I think the other thing is that Selena and Justin have had such a similar upbringing and they've known each other since like literal childhood. And I feel like she's the only person that he'll like fully feel like she can understand me, and the stuff that I've gone through. So around this time when Justin and Selena get back together, this is the last time they ever got back together. Mandy unfollows Selena on Instagram. Mandy as in Selena's mom. Yeah, her mom, and her mom I think had also even released like a statement to like one of the news outlet, was like she's very concerned.
Oh my God. Wow.
I think, yeah. And it's like, you know what, Mandy, this was your idea from the beginning and now you're all like bothered by it. And it's like, well, you started this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And there's this very sad yet iconic video of Selena and Justin. This is around the time that they got back together. So let me set up the video. Justin and Selena are in Skid Row. And for those who don't know, Skid Row is like this really harsh area in LA. It's where a lot of like unhoused people are known to spend time and buy drugs. And if you're a celebrity seen there, I know Zac Efron was actually, this is like years ago.
What?
He got,
I don't understand like, why no, but like I still don't understand Justin and Selena being there. Like there's a part of me that doesn't believe it because I'm like, why wouldn't you have somebody go for you? Why? I don't understand unless there's like nobody in their life that they wanted to know. But I'm like, you gotta have somebody who's willing to do your dirty work. Like, come on.
Well, believe it, baby, because here's the video of proof. I don't know. I don't think it's that they're hiding it from anyone, because I think like they have people upon people upon people who are willing to get stuff for them. Okay, so I have this theory in my head.
Okay.
It's not based on reality at all. It's just me fantasizing about this day for some sick reason.
This iconic day.
Yes, Justin and Selena are back together. And they're getting couples counseling at the church, right? And they're attending church regularly. They're seen leaving and going to the church regularly. And then they're just like, baby, let's just do this one last time. Let's just do these drugs one last time. And we're going to start fresh from here on out. And let's just do this one last time together. And that they were just like, let's just go ourselves. Let's just go now. Like I'm picturing them like making out and they're like, oh my God, let's go now. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I have thought about this.
Yeah, I can see that. And they're just like, whatever. But God, I feel like they're like management sees this, or her mom, if her mom is seeing like,
I'm sure her mom has seen this.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sure Selena and Justin have both seen this. But yeah, no, I mean, we've joked in the past that Lindsay, when she dies and goes to heaven, she wants to ask God, like, what happened to John Bonet. I'm going to ask God, please tell me the details of this day.
What kind of drug did they buy?
What did they vibe? What were they doing? I need to see the whole scene. I'm gonna
Mhm.
request that they play it for me like it's like an
Yeah,
episode on Netflix
like you're a
or
fly on the
something.
wall and you're like,
Mhm.
I want to watch the whole thing.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, like
we
a
can just like
pensive
make a movie about
I want to. Dude,
it.
I think about this all the time.
Just make one about a couple and like just base it on them. Like it's not Justin and Selena, but it's basically
Basically them. Well, I told you
and the
I have
journey to Skid Row. Justin and Selena and their journey to Skid Row.
yeah, I told you I
A
think I had
children's book.
started writing like drafting a story that was very heavily inspired by
Oh
Justin
my
and
God.
Selena. I think about this stuff all the time.
That's
I'm
why we have this
demented.
podcast.
I'm demented. Yeah, exactly. That's why I need a place to like
And
share
share
my
this with the
grief.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here they are. Some guys recording them. This is like a known place where you want to buy meth, heroin, the hard stuff. This ain't no dime bag of weed.
You say hi to your fans, though? I don't want you to do that. No? All right. Hey, I got Justin Bieber right here at the Swami, though. Right here in my hood, homie. MS gang. Nice seeing you, bro. Have a good one. I just saw Bieber. I just seen Bieber. Leave it to Bieber. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
I love that. Leave it to Bieber.
Hey, that shit was Justin Bieber. Era Justin Bieber. Yes. Yeah, you guys want to see Justin Bieber? Come over here to Santa Monica and Western. Bieber's just having some fever. Yes. A lot of that's Justin Bieber.
But like, was Selena making the purchase? Like, where the fuck is Selena?
Justin. Mira, ahí está.
I feel like
Salúdanos.
she's using the bathroom or something. They stopped on the side of the road. She had to pee so bad. That's what I'm choosing to believe.
You are very naive, my
I'm
friend.
choosing to believe that she really had to pee and they just happened to stop at Skid Row. I just don't understand people doing stuff like heroin or meth like just one time. Excuse me, what?
Well, apparently that's one of the reasons why she had to get that new kidney. I do believe she has lupus. I don't think she's lying about that. But I also think doing drugs and alcohol doesn't help.
Yeah.
It's like you said at the beginning, right? More people do cocaine than you think. I'm using your
Yes.
own words against you,
I
girl.
need to think that because it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah, like
that
these people do not live like these little innocent lives. They just don't. They don't.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you're like, I think Selena's in the bathroom or something. So apparently, because I've read up a little bit more on this, apparently the way that the drug drop goes is that you go to the bathroom and they leave it in there and then you put the
Okay.
money and then they go in. So maybe Selena was buying. I don't really know. Or
Mhm.
maybe
I
she
think
was
she was
hiding
doing-
behind a wall.
I think she was doing the transaction.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, they're big fans of you, Justin. Have a good one, G. That's just.
There's Selena right
She
there.
looks like in her little tank, like preppy outfit. Like
This is like the worst area, like
so
crime-ridden area. You don't go to this part. Like,
and how
Some
do
beer
you
for you guys.
how do you
He's in
trust that
Hollywood.
these drugs aren't going to
The
kill
worst,
you?
the worst part of it too.
you don't. I think like I don't know. I just feel like they've just been so used to being so reckless. Oh,
Crazy.
so this picture of them, they're wearing the same clothes. It's the same day. They went to church afterwards. That's what makes me feel like they must have said to themselves, this is the last time.
I wonder if they wanted to get like high for church to like really feel Jesus, like really feel him inside of them, like they say.
I feel like it was like, we're going to do this one last time and then we're going to go to church and it's going to be like, it's going to like eliminate that.
A cleanse. Yeah.
We're going to cleanse it. And that was the last time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like so hooked on my own
I
perception
know.
of what happened.
You're
I'm
like, no, this is
anything
what
else I
happened.
refuse to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So there's the Jaylee of it all starts. I mean, technically Jaylee has always been there from for those who don't know, Jaylee is the couple name for Justin and Hailey, Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber. She comes in, she's always kind of been in the background, like way before this, but this would be like where I would transition to kind of talk about her, but we're gonna save that for the next
part
episode.
two.
Part two.
Yeah. So yeah, next episode we're gonna get into Miss Hailey. And because, yeah, I mean, she'd like been around. Like, I know you're going to go over. She'd been around town. No. She was just like always in the background, just waiting for him to come to her. And he finally did.
I
But
know. And
does
part
he
of
really
me is
want
like,
to?
I know a lot of people are like anti Hailey Bieber and like love to hate on her. But there's a part of me that's like, I respect the hustle.
I
She
know.
waited in the wings
Literally.
forever for Justin, but she
Yes.
secured her man. She did get
Yes.
him.
Patience. She has patience of a saint. Like, oh my God, I could never.
I can never. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to learn
Dive
about
into
them
that.
because it's just still so crazy. Like, I had no idea that it was only recently that I found out that like it was just no time at all until or I guess from her song when Selena's song came out, that it was
Oh
like no time
yeah.
at all, that
2
he's like
months you
engaged to,
replace
yeah,
me
and like
or
literally
something.
just engaged. And that goes with what you were saying, that like the church wanted him to get married, and he thought like, okay, if I get married and I am in the church with my wife and blah blah blah, like I'll be happy and things will be
But
okay.
like, I feel like Hailey has to know all that, right? Like that Selena basically said no, and he was like, okay, let me pick Hailey.
I know.
And I'm like,
ignorance is bliss. I think she's just ignoring it. She's just like,
we're gonna get into this next episode because
yeah.
I have so many thoughts on this. I'll just say it here. I'll tease you guys for next time. I was in a relationship, and Lindsay knows about this relationship, where my ex basically never got over his first love. And I was like kind of similar to her. I kind of even looked a little bit like her. And I just felt like I was the one who was always just the replacement. And that's why I always kind of, I'm a little bit of a Hailey sympathizer because I feel for her. I'm like, I've been in her shoes.
I know.
So I'll have a lot to say. And we're going to have an advice for Hailey. They're never going to watch this. They're never going to.
We're going to give our professional advice because we're professionals.
Yes.
Professional opinionators.
Nothing about the industry, but still. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Please stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
To watch the video version of this podcast, search The Scandalicious Podcast on YouTube.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Scandalicious Podcast.
If you have an episode suggestion, our email is in the show notes.
Thanks for listening.